Welcome to Endless Truth, where we dive deep into the wisdom surrounding us, uncovering life's most valuable lessons through heartfelt conversations. I'm your host, Hondo, Warrior of the Heart, and in each episode, we sit down with the incredible voices, family, friends, and experts who share their stories of love, perseverance, and truth. Together, we explore the intersections of life, faith, and everything. If you're ready to discover new perspectives and connect with deeper truths, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join us on this journey. Let's get started. Today, I am honored to welcome someone who embodies wisdom, strength, and grace. Our guest is the president of the Mothers Board at the United Progressive Pentecostal Church. A woman whose life experience spans decades of faith, community leadership, and resilience. She has lived through segregation, survived cancer, and has always stayed rooted in her love for family, real estate, and the church. The first of a special 3-part series in which we'll deep dive into her incredible journey, her reflections on love, life during segregation, and the transformative role of the church in shaping our communities. Each episode will peel back layers of her wisdom, offering insights that are as timeless as they are inspiring. Please join me in welcoming the incomparable Jerry Miller to Endless Truth. All right, so we are here at headquarters. Okay, I am sitting at the throne of the queen, the icon, the legend, the enigma that is Jerry Miller. Now, I could talk about her all day, every day, even on her birthday, but I'm gonna let her talk about herself because I want to hear about her in her own words. The queen, Jerry Miller, tell the people who you are.
I'm the person that is full of love. I didn't necessarily say like, but I do love. I don't know why I've gotten that identification for myself. I didn't realize I loved like that, but I was fortunate enough to have parents that I grew up in the heart of segregation, and they taught us to love. It didn't matter of the color of your skin. So I guess that's my background shortcut.
Yeah, that's real. It's short and sweet, but perfect because she is full of love, which is how I met her. Because I met her through the Vision Cathedral of Atlanta, which is a progressive Pentecostal church, and the pastor is Bishop O.C. Allen. I used to have the whole Southern church spiel down. I kind of forgot it. I didn't because I wasn't talking to people. But essentially, I come from when you stand up at another church. I come from the Vision Cathedral of Atlanta, where we are pastored by Bishop O.C. Allen III, and I forgot the other part. But saved, sanctified, and full of the Holy Ghost, all that good stuff. See, that's why I didn't grow up in the church, so it is, it's still, even though I've been a member since 2017, it's still all new to me. And I'm a little rebellious, but we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about the Jerry Miller, who is president of the Mothers Board, national president of the Mothers Board. She is the mother to the mothers. She is the one. She is the mother, along with Mother Mitty. Shout out to her. Now, can you tell us how you got to the Vision Church?
First off, I am originally from West Palm Beach, Florida. That's where I was born and raised. After the death of my parents, I moved to Flint, Michigan. My sister had opened up a real estate office. So, being that I did have Florida, she encouraged me to get the Michigan license. So I did get that. I do have some other jobs that I did prior to that because I had to grow up at age 15. And you know what? I don't think I'd change a thing because whatever I thought was too much, or I'm going to go so far as to say as bad, it turned out to be good. I know that kind of sounds different, but you know what? I am different.
That's right.
I am what I want to continue to say, a child of God. And the older I get, I recognize a lot of the things that my parents even told me when I was younger, when I was, growing up. And it's something when you hear the words of the wisdom because it's coming full circle now. That's why I said I wouldn't change a thing.
I love that. I love that. And what I love the most is, I'm a little biased, is the fact that I am licensed to sell real estate in Georgia. And, I don't want to say it's a myth because it can be proven factually that African Americans don't engage with real estate as much as our other counterparts. But that's why I love hearing about a strong black woman in real estate before it was a thing. You can go online now and you can go on Instagram and you can find, black female real estate agents, developers, and whatnot. It's commonplace, but she was doing it at a time where she was one of a handful. And it's no internet. There was no social media. It was work. She was working as a mother and a wife in Michigan and Florida at a time where they really weren't trying to let not just black people in, but especially black women, because that's that double tax of being black and a woman. And she did it. She also sold cars, which is like, she takes on the hard stuff and does it with ease and finesse, and she always rose to the top. And that's why I love talking to her, because she was doing this before it was popular. She know the game. She created the game. The game had to catch up to her. So I'm a little biased as a licensed agent, because that is my field, and she has taught me so much about the game and just working it and how to work it. Like, she would sell cars in between selling houses. If it was slow selling houses, she was selling a car. And then became the voice of the dealership. And you have to keep in mind that there was no social media. People really wasn't trying to give her chances. She created chances for herself. And that is to be commended, because we have all tools and knowledge and access, and still getting shut out. And most of the time it's just because we don't have the courage to create our own spaces, which is, I think, is very symbolic of being a member of the Vision Cathedral, because it was a space that was created when there weren't spaces that was accepting. So that's me. Enough from me. Back to the real star of this here show, which is the one and only Jerry Miller. Now, being that you were licensed, and you can say when or not, but you were licensed, what advice would you give that Jerry, knowing what you know now and having the life experience that you have now?
What advice would I give the Jerry then than what I have now? To hang in there, learn as much as you can, no matter how hard it may seem, do it anyway. And also trust God, because He will direct you. Now, that part I really know now, that I trust Him. I can't make all the decisions by emotion. I've learned to not make decisions by emotion, because emotions would send you to a brick wall without even recognizing that there is a wall there. So we have to listen to our inner, because I'm not a minister, but I have ministered to people, and I know how hard it was for me to go to school where I went to school, because we also was involved in desegregating the system, the school system. And when I say I wouldn't change anything, my parents, my mom went as far as 6th grade and my dad went as far as 3rd grade. But no was not an option. That was a word that was not an option for us. And when I say they really taught us to not fear anything, anybody, do not get into confused issues, because God is not the author of confusion. So that's a direction that we always operated that way. I actually am not shy.
That is true.
Ask questions because I want to know. I want to gain knowledge. So you can't fear, like did go and obtain a bachelor's in business administration, but I wanted to go further. Like I thought at one time I wanted to be an attorney.
Oh, you would make a great attorney. You would argue down and win. You could be Olivia Pope.
If I thought I was young enough to do that, I probably will. But I will be, if the Lord allow me to be, I will be 74. No, not October. See, I'm getting confused.
You are funny.
My birthday really is February 19th. I will be 74.
Young, years young. Okay, you have to see her and experience her, and you would not know that. You would not know that at all. This is a new 73, 74. This is not the 73, 74 that you thought or that was on TV or anything. If she wanted to go back to school, she would be top of her class and kill it right now. Age, nothing but a number.
Sometimes you have people that are biased, and I must say, he's biased.
I'm telling the truth. I'm keeping it real. If you wanted to go back to school, you would kill it. Now, what would happen is she would end up teaching a class from her seat, from her desk. But that's okay. That's okay. You know, some people just got it. She got it. She got the it factor.
And you know what? It's so funny with my oldest sister. She's deceased now, the one that I was talking about that opened up the business. She sold a house one time that didn't have a bathroom.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it runs in the family.
You talking about a go-getter.
It runs in the family, because I can see you doing the same thing.
She said, bathroom is nothing. You got all this square footage here to do whatever you desire to do. And they purchased the house without a bathroom.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm telling you, could sell salt to a slug, okay? The whole that is the family trait. I love it. Now, we are in a time where the real estate market is, I'm gonna just say, a mess. It's all over the place. Rent is too damn high. Housing costs are too damn high. What used to be starter homes are now $200,000.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes. Which discourages people from engaging in owning real estate. Even though it is proven that real estate really is a gateway to wealth building. What do you think we can do to encourage, especially Black people, specifically Black LGBTQ plus people, to engage with real estate and, go through the process of owning property and not get discouraged?
Informing, because I think, now this is me talking because I've been around quite a while. You have to pretty much talk to the people that would understand and want to be helped. And it's a whole lot of people out there, we just don't get them. The person has to also, I want to say, respect you as a person. They believe what you're saying. I believe you can't have do for everybody, because everybody's not honest. But I would say I had more customers even at that time that respected me as a person, and they thought that I would tell them, which I did. I treated them like I wanted to be treated. And it was easy for me to do that way. That's why I say communication is a lot there are grants probably out there that we don't even do any research about. We're trying not to be helped, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
This is different a little bit, but I heard Camilla mention that to business owners, she was going to be giving a $50,000 grant to the business owners. I heard that as she was speaking. And I believe we got to want more.
Yeah.
It's like we don't want anything. We're fine with what we have, and we don't have anything. When I talk about being actually raised up in the raised up in the desegregation, segregation, and all of that, with slaves, we're still in that mindset. And I'm sure it's from other ancestors that didn't want more, but it's our responsibility to be an educator. Even if you didn't go to school, you experience things. Mm-hmm. Be an educator to help anybody that listens, that want to know. Like, young people are really, I love my young people. I didn't say this, I did do substituting.
Oh, wow.
In Michigan. They wanted me to stay at the school.
I bet.
But the kids were all over the place, like they are now. I had 7th and 8th graders now. When you're 7th and 8th grade, you don't know whether you are a kid or an adult.
Yeah.
So, in other words, that kind of helped me decide, no, I don't think this profession would be for me.
Listen.
You hear me?
I hear you. Loud.
Especially because I've never been to jail. Never. And I don't, I worked for an attorney in my early years because I was like an executive secretary. I did go to court just to see how things go and take notes and all. But them kids, I couldn't do nothing with them kids. See, we were accustomed to, back in the day, going to the principal's office.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see they beat up the teachers.
Unfortunately. My sister works at a school, and it has been like a fight every day, wilding out. Like, I could talk about that for an extensive amount of time, especially because the principal has no nonsense policy. Like, you fight one time, you're out, and the parents are having a hard time with that. Like, they just don't get, like, she's not playing around.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
it's
mm-hmm.
It's something. It's something for sure.
Yeah. Even with, I know we're on different subjects, but even with the guns and all of that now, that is so easy for somebody to put their hands on and act like they're doing what they should do. We just, know about fights. But now you could say the wrong thing to somebody and they're going to pull out a gun and shoot you. Yeah. So I said that to say, even in the schools now, they're finally looking at the possibility of bringing more policemen on board, all of that. And that's something.
Yeah.
When it probably should have been started, but I guess it's better now than never.
Look, something has to be done. I really feel like it starts at home.
It does.
And we have a lot of parents who don't have the I don't know. I'm not a parent, so I can't speak on it.
Well, you could tell from their parents, they allowed them to do whatever they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So if they didn't want to go to school or come up with something to do, all they know is be in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So it's really, I'm glad now that they are starting to hold the parent accountable for the person that had the gun.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's way overdue.
Absolutely.
When it first started, because it ain't been like this for a long. But all of a sudden, it can get a gun. Anybody could carry a gun. They could do whatever they want to do. And there's no control.
None. It's very wild, wild west out, which is why you got to stay prayed up. Okay.
That's it. That's it. It don't bother me.
Now, and when you and I get together, we talk about everything.
Everything we do.
We talk. That's just what we do. Y'all getting what we do. It's just what we do. We talk about all the things.
Yes.
And in the spirit of being prayed up, full disclosure and transparency.
Yes.
I did not grow up in the church. My first time, I didn't get baptized. I was 29.
Okay.
It's like 29 going on. Was I going? No, it was a year before I turned 30. So yeah, 29. And somewhere between 28 and 29, I got baptized for the first time. Like, didn't happen as a baby or anything like that. And I had joined the church that same day. And while I don't physically go to church, and you know, I tune in and stuff like that. However, I do think it's an important piece, especially now, because I can see a lot of people, you know, hurting emotionally and spiritually, and they don't know what to do with that energy, and they're becoming susceptible to just the things that, you know, come along with that when you are, you know, yearning for like love or spiritual healing and stuff. You know, this is how people end up in cults. Like I'm really, honestly, I pray for people all the time because I'm like, this is prime time for like cult leaders or religions and you know, people to be taken advantage of now.
Yes.
You know, because there's so many images of just like negativity out there.
That's
and
right.
then, you know, people are
That's
being done wrong. And so I read an article, I want to say in the New York Times, about people leaving the church. And basically like this, at this time, you know, like church membership is down.
Yes.
And things like that. But people still want a connection to a higher power. What can the church do to support those people? They may not come into the church or join the church, but what can the church do to get them to feel that love and to be able to seek out the healing that they need? In addition to going to therapy, because a lot of folks need therapy.
Right. This now reminds me of the Oral Roberts time. People would come and whatever problem you may have, and we just pray, you know. And I noticed lately, Bishop calls it a deliverance service. And I've been really, really amazed with that because like even our membership now, you could tell that they're thirsty. They don't know church. Okay? Yeah, Peter walked the water and all that kind, but they don't know Peter. They didn't never meet Peter. But they have all the problems that transpire. And I personally feel I like the way that our church is headed now. Just like you had mentioned, you didn't say it now. For me, I was baptized at the age of 6 because I wanted to sing in the choir. Primitive Baptist was my faith at that time. You couldn't sing in the choir unless you had been baptized.
Oh, wow.
Now that's something.
That is something. That
I told you.
Yeah.
That's why I keep saying I wouldn't change, you know, because even when I look at, you know, I don't boast about things that I did because half of the stuff I'm trying to think, did I really do that?
You did, because
so I know there was a God.
Because you know, it's amazing that she did that to be able to sing in a choir and then to later go on and direct choirs and be the minister of music throughout her life. Like I'm telling you, we could talk. I would need so much time with this woman to go through it all. That's how dynamic she is. But we, you know, let me stay focused. Like Tab say, you know, stay focused. So I'm gonna stay focused. Now, can you talk a little bit about being on a mother's board and what that means to you?
What I found even when I joined Vision, which was in 2008, August, no, it was around Easter time. So it was April 8. Really had gotten referrals before I left Michigan. I had referrals for about 6 churches to visit. But now when it comes to me, I don't like going from church to church to church to church because I feel church is really, you learn to have a family at church as well. even though it's on the spiritual side or should be, that's your family. But when I moved here, Saturday night, I roll into Atlanta. So that Sunday, well, I'll go back a little bit. In 2004, my sister and her husband, they drove to Atlanta to see their son. I had just had surgery with lung cancer August of 2004, August 16, 2004. So in November, they wanted to come to visit their son because him and his wife and all that, they had just purchased a home. So I rode with them. However, I visited Tabernacle with my daughter, Tyra, for a musical. And after the musical was over, she came over and asked me, she said, Mom, do you mind if I have someone pray with you? And I said, no. And that was at the time Oliver Clyde. He wasn't a pastor, he wasn't a bishop or nothing like that. That year I moved here, which was in 2008, since I got in that Saturday night, I went to church at Vision Church is what we called it. And during the sermon, I was looking, he came out and everything, and I said, wow, this is an old soul. He was singing hymns that I knew back in the day and songs, and I'd say, oh my God. Then when he did his preaching, and I'm sitting there, they opened the doors of the church, and something just elevated me up, and I've been there ever since. But it was also because of the love that was actually shown. And like I'm saying, sometimes I think I have too much discernment, but no, I don't have too much. Lord, please forgive me.
Right, no such thing, especially these days. You need every discernment. I ask for more discernment every day.
Yes. So, like I stated, I wasn't planning on being on the mother's board, and my bishop now, but he kept saying, Mother Miller, Mother Miller. I'd look in the back to see, it's another Mother Miller. It's another Mother Miller here. Not realizing he talking to me. He don't want me on the mother's board. Well, what I'm getting at, you don't know where God may place you. I'll go that route. Because I knew I wasn't going to be playing anymore. It was time for, that was stressful. But I did it. But it's times that it's time for you to hand that torch over. You got younger minds. I can't remember a lot of the stuff now like I used to. So I knew it was time for me to stop anyway. But I wasn't planning on being on the mother. However, it was just so many people, mother, and I guess they started doing that based on what Bishop was saying. Mother Miller, Mother Miller, Mother Miller. When I knew anything, I was on the mother's board.
Now, when you got to the mother's board, were you just on there, or did you come in as the president?
No, I was just on there. We had another head mother that I think thought that I was trying to take somebody's spot. I'm really a background person. I really am.
That's why we clicked.
And in fact, one of the ladies just passed not too long ago. I think they had a funeral last Saturday. Oh, wow. That used to be a member that was on the mother's board, and that was her side person, that go-to person. But I promise you, I never try to take somebody else's position. But people get jealous and they be thinking, I was just being me.
Listen, some lights shine brighter than others. Ain't nothing we can do about that. Put some sunglasses on.
Oh Lord, now I got them. They all different colors. All different colors. But that's, when I said originally there are things that I wouldn't change. Because two, you need to ask for discernment. You need to ask for wisdom, knowledge, understanding. All that plays a big part. And even though I haven't been able to physically go into the church, I never miss a sermon because we're on YouTube. However, I never miss trying to read and even my Bible. I love music. I don't care what kind it is. Well, I'll take that back. The parts now that the kids do with I don't understand what they're saying. So a lot of times I said, okay. But there are, like I state, a whole lot of things that I wouldn't change, because then I probably wouldn't even be feeling like I feel now. At that time, that's what I was supposed to know. Now, in order to make things better, I have to try to do better. And you're going to do that with your knowledge. Whether you're looking in the Bible or even some of these other books that they have out there that helps you to advance in your mind. Your mind has to take precedence, because if you don't get it in your mind, you're not going to do it anyway. That's why you have a whole lot of people, they just don't care. It don't matter.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Because I'm reading a book now that is called The Battlefield of the Mind, and that's by Joyce Myers. In fact, the mothers, we're studying it.
She was in town yesterday. Joyce Myers. She had something yesterday. Is it yesterday or today? I think it was yesterday.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that book is,
it's something.
You'll see yourself in it.
You gotta keep your mind right.
Oh yeah.
Especially now.
That's right.
Especially
if
now.
you don't use it, you're gonna lose it.
That's true.
Oh.
Well, we are gonna stop here, because I'm telling you, we can go, and then I need to talk some offline stuff. Y'all.
Oh Lord.
Because we got to do what we do and talk about what we talk about. But this is my girl, and I love her. She know I love her, and she dropped so many gems already. So I'm gonna be back around again to talk more, because we haven't even scratched the surface. We just touched it a little bit, but there's much more to talk about. So we'll be back soon with another conversation. Thank you for listening to Endless Truth. I hope today's conversation left you feeling inspired, grounded, and connected to the deeper truths in your life. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a 5-star review, and share it with someone who could use wisdom and love. And remember, your support helps us continue to bring meaningful conversations to life. Until next time, keep seeking, learning, and staying true.